What is going on, everyone? Looks like we have some technical difficulties here jumping on, but I'm ready to go live. Today, I got something special for you guys. I am going to be taking some incoming calls as well as making some outbound calls. So I'm pretty stoked for that. But for those of you guys that are joining me, my leads manager is going to be trying to do some incoming calls or send me some incoming calls live here with you guys, so you guys can see how I handle the incoming calls. Let me know where you guys are watching from. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook. As I get started, today I'm not going to spend too much time on the introduction. Yes, last week I spent some time introducing and talking about why I'm doing this and stuff like that. But let me know where you're watching from. Leave a comment. Drop your questions in there as I'm making calls, as I'm talking to sellers. The goal for today is to talk to more sellers than we did last time. Obviously, last time we had very limited people that we were talking to, but I'm pretty stoked. Let me know in the comment section where you guys are watching from. I know there's a couple of you already on here, so thank you very much. But let's get started right away. Um, I think. Oh, by the way, thank you for submitting. Those that submitted leads, thank you very much. I One thing that I want to do, so you'll know, I'm just going to talk about this here a little bit, is that we're also going to be following up with them. I'm going to have my lead manager follow up. I'm going to keep you guys in the loop. So make sure that when you submit your leads, that you have your email and also your phone number. So that way, if my lead manager, if my lead manager gets a hold of them and they do an appointment or whatever the case may be, he can contact you and set that up. Everyone that's watching right now, can you do me a favor and let me know if I'm coming through loud and clear? If you guys can see it, if you guys can hear me. I just need to know before I get started. If you guys can, comment, leave the comment, leave a comment saying you can hear me. You can, I'm coming through loud and clear, and that you're watching as well too. So I appreciate it. I just want to make sure that I don't do this live, and then what happens is that my recording works, so you guys can't hear me. So if you can, post in the comment section if you can hear me really well, and also if you can see me. So I'm gonna pull up the spreadsheet here of the leads. Okay, so that way I can hear your audio is low on YouTube and Facebook. Let me see here. Maybe turn up your volume, Jesse. Okay, how about now, Jesse? I think what happened was my mic was not was actually on mute, so I apologize about that. Um, so let's see here. So again, guys, I don't know if you heard that. My leads manager right now, he's at the office. I'm here in my studio at the house. He's going to be transferring live calls over to me. So that way that way we can get a live one. So Brandon, I appreciate it. Emerald, better. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think my mic, we weren't grabbing sound, but we're good to go. So let's rock and roll. Let's see. So the first lead I'm calling today is going to be Michael. Michael is based out of Phoenix. Thank you for that lead, Carlos, for submitting that. Let's see here. Let me grab the address really quick. And one thing that I do use, I do use Batch. So and when it's local here, I use Batch, and I also have access to the MLS as well too. So that helps me when I'm comping. And that way, we can get some more accurate comps. But we use a variety. We use Batch, we use Prop Stream, and then also I will go and basically do a reference check. That's one thing that I love doing, is I love doing reference checks. Between, like, say, Zillow and what is it called, Redfin, stuff like that as well too. So let me pull this up, and we're gonna get to dialing and smiling and following up with individuals. So okay, so I'm pulling up the first house. Okay, cool. So this one actually is not in Phoenix. This one is in Oklahoma City. So show you guys the property really quick, so you guys know what I'm looking at here. Let's see, share the screen. Cool. So you guys can see that, right? I don't know if you guys can see that. Actually, I'm going to move over to this face. So that looks like a really nice property. Something maybe that it looks really good to me. Let's see. So we're going to call this individual, and let's see if we're able to get some going. I think what I want to do though is I want to try something really quick to see if before I call him. Let's check really quick. Okay, so let's pull it up in Google. I want to see if we get a better picture of it or a street view of it, so that we can drive around the neighborhood. All right, so look, this one is a for sale by owner. This property is for sale by owner. He did come through our database also, so he's on our database. So not bad actually. So let's give him a call, and let's see if he is, see if he's available. So let me put this spreadsheet over here. All right, let's call him. So I'm gonna go back to Zillow. So all right, let's dial him and see what happens. Guys, if you have any questions while I'm doing this, drop them in, and I'll answer them in between dials. So that way we are that way we're answering your that way I'm answering your questions, and then all right. So got that perfect. Let's see. So on the live, what I'm doing is I'm actually dialing manually, but we don't. I know somebody asked me the other day about, whether we always dial manually, and no, we don't. We actually have a power dialer that we use, and we get to, obviously. Let's take a look at the pictures here real quick. That's actually nice. All right, let's call him, see if he picks up.
Connect to 405-246-5458. Please press 1 to connect to 405-246-5458.
I don't know what's going on with call rail, but let me try this again one more time. Sorry about that. All right, let's try this.
Connect to 405.
Let me know if you can hear my my phone pretty good.
Hello?
Hello, Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, my name is Max. I'm calling you because you talked to one of my team members about your property over at Sandra Drive in Midwest.
Yes.
Okay, I believe you spoke with Carl. Does recall a name?
I think that was his name, yeah.
Okay, probably caught you at a bad time?
No, I'm just cleaning up for a little bit.
Okay, got it. Perfect. Yeah, he Carl forwarded over the information to me. He said that you're considering selling. He had some notes on here, but obviously, the notes don't always tell the whole story. Just wanted to, see what's going on and see if we're a good fit for each other to potentially buy this property.
So basically the story is we've started a foreclosure battle with our mortgage company back in, I think it was it was 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because of COVID, it got put off for 2 years because courts were shut down and nothing was moving. And we finally got to the point where we're back working with it, but Dave went ahead and...
Hey, guys, can you guys hear him okay? Let me know. Thumbs up.
With the foreclosure process, so...
Okay.
We now have a sheriff's sale looming over us, and we're at a point where if we can help it, we'd rather get out on top of this and instead of just being kicked out and not being worked with at all.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Do you know when the date is of the sale?
The sheriff's sale date is April 14th.
April 14th. Okay, got it. So that's around the corner. It's 30 days from now, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. And then besides, obviously, talking to us and what else have you tried to do about selling the property?
Because I've listed it, but because of how much I need to owe back to the mortgage company and how much I'm able to ask for, I'm not able to really cover a realtor fee, so I don't have that extra exposure I would if I had a realtor.
Okay.
So as a record, we have it listed, And, we've gotten calls for it, but it's not getting as much show as it would otherwise.
I do see that you have it listed for sale by owner. How many offers have you got on that?
I have gotten calls asking about it,
Mm-hmm.
but no true offers yet. I think I got one real offer, and it was someone offering 110. And because of the amount we owe to even break even with the mortgage company, 110 wouldn't do it.
Got it. Okay. What's ballpark? What do you owe on the mortgage?
We owe just under 120.
Just under 120.
Yeah, because it's with all the, courts may have been closed for 2 years, but the fees weren't.
Got it. I see. Okay. So, but it looks like, so I'm seeing two things right now, and I'm trying to get the whole picture here because, so did you try to list it with an agent, or have you had it on, have you had it for sell by owner, for the last 90 days or whatever it is?
We only just recently listed it ourselves for sale by owner.
Okay. Got it. Okay. I see. So I'm looking at the area, right? You got a couple of things going on from what I'm seeing is that, you owe ballpark 110. Now, is the 110 just the mortgage, or does that also include what's in the arrears as well?
So what I owe is just under 120.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes everything that I owe. If I pay the 120, if I can make the 120, pay that, I break even. I owe absolutely nothing. Our goal is to, pull out a little bit ahead, make a little extra money if we can.
Okay.
But our bottom line is to at least break even with them, so we can just be done with it.
You prefer to, so it sounds like your amount that's in the arrears is about around 10,000. Am I wrong on that amount? Ballpark?
Say that again.
So it sounds like the amount that's in the arrears is about $10,000. Is that what I'm hearing? Because you say you owe 110, but to get out of it completely, you got to get at least 120.
No, we owe 120 totally on it.
Okay, so that includes the mortgage. That includes what you're behind on as well.
The 120 includes the mortgage, attorney fees, the escrow. It includes late fees, any other fees they've added on, and then the principal side of the mortgage.
Okay, I see. Yeah, I know at that price, what I'm looking at right now, houses in the area are typically, selling what I'm seeing, just from a little bit. I haven't dived deep into this. I just got the information over me, but I see one right now that's, because I think yours is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and I'm seeing that, they're looking around like a market value, anyways, from what's on the market. It's like right around 130. And I can see why you're saying about not listening with an agent, because after fees and all that, it's probably going to get less than that. Yeah. So let me share a story with you. So, I've had the same situation like this with a Nancy. I think this was about maybe 4 months ago. And so what happened was she owed almost what market value would be, which is kind of where you're at right now for the most part. And what I told Nancy was like, unfortunately, for me to pay cash for that property, I wouldn't be able to do that. Just because, obviously we're looking for properties that, at the end of the day, we're still in business, and what we do is we try to find properties that we can fix. Now, Nancy's like, yeah, I get it. I understand how your business model works. But what I told Nancy was there is another way that we can, work together if you're open. I don't, and she's like, well, what do you mean by that? Well, we bought homes, by other means besides giving a cash offer. And so she was open to that conversation. I don't know if you would be open to having a conversation like I did with Nancy, if you were open to that, to, just to let you know how we buy properties besides, coming in with a full cash offer.
So the thing with is the reason I have it listed on the listing, it says cash or conventional financing only, is because I have to get it closed and settled before or shortly after the sheriff sale. And too many other kind of ways would have the 30-day wait fee on closing. So we're trying. That's the reason why. So if there's another option that we could still, close around a quick time frame, then I'm all ears for it.
Yeah. So no, and that's a fair concern. And what I told Nancy was that, it's not going to be a listing because I understand the situation. We can't list it. What I told Nancy was basically the way it works is that, we would basically come in and take over the payments of your mortgage. But not only that, we would come in with the cash of what's in the arrears, pay that, and then basically, take over the mortgage, and then we would continue making the payments. In essence, we would be buying the property, but the mortgage would stay in place. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you'd be paying what we owe to make the mortgage current, and then just take over the mortgage payments.
Yes, that's correct. It's simple as that. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, then so I have a different question for you. So you buy houses to fix them up, and do you sell or rent or anything like that?
We do both. So, it just depends on it. There's two things that I want to look at. I look at location. I look at, what rents are going for in the area, and then how much work it's going to need. Because at the end of the day, even though it's going to be a rental, like if I decide if it's going to be a rental, what happens is that I might need to update a couple of things in order for me to get market rent value. So yeah, it just depends on the options that we have with the property.
Okay, because if we're gonna if we approach it that kind of way, what we owe to bring our account current is only around the ballpark range of slightly over 35,000.
35,000.
Yeah, if we pay that, then our loan will become current, foreclosure goes away, and everything goes away with it.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. So the 120 minus the 35,000, that puts us back at 185. It sounds like, or sorry, 85,000. That's what I'm trying to figure out what your mortgage is, right? I'm trying to figure out what your mortgage is because you're saying you owe 30 in order to bring it current and everything. You want 35,000, or that's what it's going to take to bring it current.
So to get out of it entirely by selling the house, we would owe 120 because of late fees, missed payments, principal, and all that. But if we would want to bring the account current to keep paying on the mortgage and keep going with it, we would need to pay just all of our missed payments and the fees. So that would be 3,500, because then now our principal balance is 88,000 right now.
Okay. Okay. You said 3,500, not 35,000.
Yeah. No, 35. It is 35,000.
Okay. 35,000.
Current, because, like I said, the courts may have stopped because of COVID, but the fees and the build-up didn't. So 3 years of missed mortgage payments builds up to about that.
Okay, got it. And then out of that 35,000, how much are you walking away with?
So like I said, all the 35 would be bringing my account current and still having the mortgage. So the 35 would have me walking away with nothing.
I see.
It would just bring the account current and then continue payments on the mortgage.
Got it. I'm assuming you want something on top of that.
Yeah.
Which would be?
I mean, I'm not entirely sure, because I haven't thought about doing it this way before.
Yeah. I mean,
taking over.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I haven't thought about this route yet. This kind of route, I've only thought about to pay off everything. I need to sell the house for this much.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this deal, just looking at this, the situation and obviously the property, I'm trying to figure out how we can work together. The amount to bring in the arrears is not a big deal, because obviously that needs to happen regardless. The thing that we don't know right now is what you would want on top of that. That could be a deal breaker for us, right? Just depends on what amount you would like, because we're already at market value, right, for the property. So, I mean, usually when I talk to sellers or I call them, they usually have an idea that either the night before or when they've considered selling, at least a ballpark amount of what they would want. I mean, what was that amount for you guys? Ballpark, off the record, you don't have to tell me exact.
So ballpark for what we're wanting is if we could sell it for our asking price of the 130, and then to pay off everything we want, it leave us with around 10 grand to work with. For to start up with, getting a rent in and doing deposits on whatever we need and all that stuff.
Okay. So you'd want, so then what I'm hearing is I'm going to have to come out of pocket almost $45,000. So 35 to get it current, and then $10,000 for you to buy this property. Okay. And then, so, and then again, I don't know if I can do that. I'm just I'm brainstorming here with you. I still have to, talk with my partner and figure out if this is a thing, something that we can do as well. I'm usually just the first point of contact. What happens if you don't get this sold?
If we don't get it sold in time and sheriff sale goes on, then you're just out of it.
So neither we don't get a house, and then you don't get the 10,000, right?
So nothing happened.
No, I get it. And it's I apologize. I'm sorry. The situation. I'm just trying to figure it out here. Let me do this. Because what I'm looking at right now, and I don't know if this is, I'm looking at average rents in the area, rent around, I'm looking at a high end, about $950 for a 3-bedroom, 1-bath on an average, $947 average. When I look at a property, I typically, want to stay like within 1 or 2% of the price that I'm buying it for, based on the rents. So at 130, the 120 puts me a little bit above that. But I want to do a little bit more research. But if I can do that for you, and we take over the payments, and let's say that I was able to give you the 10,000, that you can walk away with, what would happen next?
We have a few places we're looking at renting it in the area. But I mean, from there, it's just going to be finding a place to rent.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I love to work something out with you. It's something, like I said, we helped Nancy out. The thing with Nancy is she was happy with us just taking over the mortgage. So I think the 10,000 is going to be a challenge. I'm assuming you wouldn't look at anything else besides the 10,000 if we were able to help you with another amount.
I mean, like I said, that's just what we were going for. Our best hope is selling and, selling for 130, paying the 120 we owe, and then walking away with the difference. We're willing to work around that. That's just, that was our best hope of if we sold.
Why don't you do this? Have you guys figured out what you're gonna? So here's what I helped. This is how I helped Nancy. So I told her, figure out, what it's gonna cost you to, move to the next step in regards to, because it sounds like you're gonna rent. That's what I'm hearing. Yeah. So you're obviously gonna need first and last month's rent, possibly. I don't know. I know typically, and then potentially a deposit. So a lot of times what happens, we think we need, this much money, and then, you do the calculations and you realize you need this much money, which is a different amount. Because I want to help you out as well. I want to make sure that obviously you're not on the street or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. But 10,000, the 10,000 that you're wanting on top, it's really probably pushing me away from doing this deal with you. But if you can figure out an amount, and then what I'll do on my end, I'll do a little bit of more homework. Because it sounds like you are open for us to do this in regards to taking over the mortgage, and then either myself or Carl will give you a call back, and then we'll just let you know, like, hey, unfortunately it doesn't work, or what was the amount that you came up with, and then that way we can work something out and get you going to the next phase of your life.
Yeah. So I have one more question. This is a long shot question.
Sure.
That I'm just thought about. What would be your thoughts on, say, we don't do, you pay off what we owe and take over the mortgage? What would be your thoughts if we didn't get anything out of that, but we rented the property that we're in, like we rented the property from you? So instead of
yeah, no, I get that. I don't, I have a partner, obviously, I mentioned that earlier, and I don't know yet exactly what we're going to do with this property. A lot, again, there's many options open. I can't promise that I can do that. I can have a conversation about it. The thing is that, right now I don't know. I got to figure out first what's going on with the rents and stuff. And then figure out if I can even come up to, with the 35. But if I can do that, it sounds like you would be open to, moving forward with, getting stuff in writing.
Yeah, like I said, that was my long shot thing, because obviously we're looking at other rental places, but with how everything's going right now, it's even still hard to do that. But
have you
my long shot thing? Sorry, go ahead.
Have you tried like borrowing the money to get caught up?
I have, but because again, it's another problem with it taking 3 years because COVID, my credit taking a major hit.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Okay.
And I'm not able to get a loan from anyone worth the amount of money it would take.
Okay. I know there's banks that are asset lender, which will lend to, based on property. So what I'll look at that as well too, and maybe we can help you out that way as well. Maybe they'll put a lien on the house, but let me do a little bit more homework. I just wanted to share that story about Nancy. It sounds like you're open for us to help you out the same way. But again, I don't want to make any promises. I want to do a little bit more research, and then I'll give you a call by the end of the day, because I don't want to string this along. I want to make sure that, you got an answer from me today, because I know that you have to maybe resort to other actions. Okay.
Yeah, no, that sounds fun.
Okay, perfect. And again, I think we're a time difference. So right now it is, I'm in Arizona, so it's 10:30 basically. I think you're an hour ahead of us, 11:30, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
11:30.
Okay, got it. So then I would say 2:00 my time, which would be like around 3:00. I'll give you a call then. I would say 2:30, so that way I'll have an answer whether how we can structure this. Okay, and then in the meantime, if you guys can figure out, just in case it doesn't work out where we can rent it back to you, you can figure out what's going to be what places you're looking at in regards to a deposit, first month rent, and some moving expenses. And maybe it's a lot lower than 10,000. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, then expect my call a little bit later, or Carl, he'll call you, either one of us. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you a little bit later. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. All right, guys. This guy's in a pinch. He's in a bind. He's open, right, to seller to do a sub-2 deal, right? Take over the mortgage. One thing that I didn't ask him was, well, how much was his payment? I forgot to ask him that. And the reason why I didn't dive a little bit deeper, just because the amount he wants, right? I'm looking at the rents, they're renting, and you guys saw this, right? I pulled up what's it called? A rental meter. And so it's just to get a quick glance, right? I know that this could change. And so average rents in the area, we're looking at around $947. Sorry. So it could be a lot more, basically, depends. It is a 3-1. So I'm thinking it's probably not going to be more than that. The other thing too, is that, location, the location that it's in, let's take a look here, because I want to see how far it is from a major city, because this is in Midwest city, Oklahoma City. So let me know if you have any questions on that call. I want to see how far it is from a major city here. Let's zoom out. Let's see. Okay, so we're looking about, there it is. Okay, so it's close to Oklahoma City. Now, here's what I do is I usually go to Google and I try to see, like, I'm going to type in Oklahoma City. And let's see how far it is from Oklahoma City really quick. So we're talking about a 15-minute drive. So again, that's not bad. If you got somebody that works in the city, somebody that, that wants to live outside the city and maybe wants to have a small commute, that's actually a good deal. I know there's ways for us to get the property back in the back into from the arrears. I need to do a little bit more homework to see what the actual rents are going for. I got an agent that I can call. This is why I didn't want to do too much commitment for him, to see if it's even a good deal for us. And I also want to find out if it's a good Airbnb area, being that it's close to downtown Oklahoma City. So there's a couple things I still want to find out. But you saw, obviously we knew that he owned too much. So, you saw, I basically asked him if he was open. I don't know if you noticed that I actually shared a third-party story. I didn't apply, the solution to him. I shared the third-party story and told him this is how we help Nancy. And what happens when you're sharing a third-party story, it gets them thinking a little bit on their self. It's better to do it that way than actually applying the solution to them, because they feel less stress, right? You're sharing the third-party story, and what they're doing is they're picturing themselves, how does that fit my world, and how does that fit my situation? Where in regards where you actually present the solution straight to them and say, here's what we could do for you. Now they're going to feel under pressure, and it doesn't give them enough time to compute that solution that you're offering. So, but yeah, that was a good call overall. A couple of items that I need, guys. If there's any questions that you have on that call, post them here so I can get them back to you. So let's call the next person. Let's see. Bear with me here while I pull up the spreadsheet. So that was awesome. We got we're on a roll. So we got one answer within the first couple minutes of being on here. So I love that. Okay, so the next person we're gonna call is going to be let's see. All right, Kate C, I think it's pronounced. Thank you for submitting the lead. Demetrius. Let's call Demetrius. Let's find out what's going on with his situation, so that way we can talk to him. I'm gonna pull it up on Batch so I can have all the information on here. Let's see. All right, where's this at? Okay, perfect. So let me search it. All right, let's take a look at the details. Nice. All right, so let me share this with you guys. So there's the property, right? This is in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's see. So there you guys go. Let's give them a call. Let me know what you guys think about that call. Let me know what you guys, what you thought, on what he was saying and stuff like that. So let me see here. All right, perfect. All right, so let's give him a call. Where'd it go? Where are you at? Interesting. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see if Demetrius answers. I'm going to change my caller ID. Guys, I'm using CallRail. I love CallRail because it will record your calls. And that way you can get back to listening to your calls to see how you did and where you can improve. That's one thing that I do love about CallRail, is that you can actually go back and you can record your calls and listen to it. So it's a system that I've always recommended. So, all right, let's see.
One to connect to 216.
Let's go, Demetrius.
Please leave your message for.
All right, so Demetrius didn't answer. So we called that one. I'll give him a call a little bit later, but let's see. So the next person I want to call on here is All right. This lead was submitted by Amador. Thank you, Amador. Let's see. Let's call Linda. That's the seller's name. So we're going to give her a call. Let me pop in the address really quick. And I'll answer some of you guys' question. Let me get all this set up, and then I'm going to answer your question that you have. Let's see. All right. So let me pull up the property. This property is in Nebraska. Let's go. Omaha, Nebraska. I think we did a deal in Omaha. So, all right, cool. Let's look at the details. All right, so let's see. How do you justify the big entry fee? I don't, right? Like, I know it's already not a deal, and only reason why I did that is because I'm on the live calls, and I want to show you how you navigate, the call. Right? It wasn't something. It's not a deal for us. 100%. We would never do that deal, right? I just want to make sure. This is why I didn't set any expectation that we're buying the property. I told him it was too high. Definitely would not. I would not do that deal. The entry fee is way too high, unless the rents were like super high, like you're getting 1,500 to 2,000 a month. I would do that deal all day. It doesn't matter to me. But the rents are less than $1,000. But yeah, creating change definitely. You're definitely 35K seems too high for 130K property over 30%. 100%, I agree. But I want to make sure that because we are doing a live call, because we're doing this live, I'm showing everybody how to navigate and how to ask questions, right? And how to move the seller down the sales funnel. But no, definitely 35,000 is way too much. I thought he owed 100 and I think he said originally 110,000, and basically I thought, I thought you owed 110,000, and then the 10,000 was to get him back in the rears. Now that makes a lot more sense, but definitely I wouldn't do that deal. 35K to get in is way too much. So, oh, gotcha, perfect, thanks. That makes more sense. I thought I was missing something. No, bro, definitely would not. It sucks, right? You want to help everybody, but unfortunately, that's a lot of money, and on top of that, wanting that 10,000, right? So now we're talking 45,000, not just the 35. So, but if the rents, you guys saw Renometer, right? We're talking very low rents under $1,000. There's no way we would do that deal. So, yeah, crazy value. Thanks for explaining that and continuing the call. This is crazy value. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And this is the reason why I'm doing it, right? Because I could have ended that call. I would have told that guy, hey, you know what? As soon as he said 35,000, this call would have ended. But I want to make sure to show everyone that's on this call how we move to the next step. So, let's call the next person and let's see if we can get them on the phone really quick. So I'm gonna show you guys the property. So this one is in Nebraska. So let's call Linda, see how Linda's doing. So 402 All right. Let's pop that.
To connect to 402-590-3650. Please press 1 to connect to 402.
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know. It's call rail for some reason. It did that to me last time. I don't know if they're updating the app or what is going on. But one tip, I like going to what is it called? I like going to Google just to take a look a little bit around the area, see what is really going on. Come on, why is this not dialing out? All right, let me try this one more time. So creating change says, yeah, we run until that with all these pre-foreclosures, too high entry, get into a deal. I like to look at it, Craigslist for rents in the area. Yeah, actually, that's a good deal. I mean, Zillow's as well. You can do that. Okay, the phone's ringing. So let me see if Linda will pick up for us.
Please press 1 to connect to 402.
I apologize about that, guys. I don't know what is happening right now with this. Let me see. This is what happens on lives. Technical difficulties. That's why we do this, right? Because we can't edit this stuff, right? This is real life right here. What's happening right now? Here we go. All right, let's see. Hello, Linda.
Yes.
Hi, Linda. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about potentially selling your property over at Florence Boulevard.
Yeah, I did.
Hello?
I talked to somebody. I don't know who the partner was. Turbo?
Yeah. You might have talked to them. They gave me the information, and I'm just giving you a call to probably caught you at a bad time.
I'm at work and I don't have a good.
Oh, okay. If you
let me talk.
If you were me calling back, what time would you call back? What would be better?
Okay. Yep, I'll call you back if we go.
What time you said? What time would you be calling back, or what time you want me to call back? Hello? All right. So it looks like she has pretty bad reception. So we tried. So you guys notice one thing that I ask, right? What time do you? I don't ask what time do you want me to call back. What time would you like? I always say, if you were me making this call, if you were me calling you back, what time would you call back? Because now they're going to be like, well, if I was calling myself back, right? That's what we want. We want them to get that into their minds, that they, that let them, like, if they were scheduling a call back with themselves, when would it work? So she had pretty bad reception. So let's see here. So we called, let's see, we call Linda. Let's go down here down the line. Who are we going to call next? All right. So this lead was submitted by, let's look. Why is this not working? Guys, I'm having all kinds of technical difficulties over here. Okay. So this lead is in Tucson, which is in my backyard. So let me call this lead, and we're going to talk to Edna Gamboa. Let's see. Okay. All right, I'm going to pop the address in here before I dial her. Guys, if you have any questions, put in the comment section while I look for this address. All right, let's take a look here. All right, let's see. Oh, look at this. So looks like these are properties that are pretty high. There's not a lot of comps within the location, though. Let me look at something to make sure I'm at 6 months. Yeah, so there's not a lot of comps in the area. Let's see what the notes say here. So how it needs work. House needs work. She's looking to downsize 1 to 3.2. There's no asking price. Yeah, there's no asking price that I can see. Property condition, your phone. Nope. So there's no asking price, which is okay. Let's find out what's going on. Let's find out before. I don't really, the price for me is, I just want to make sure that hopefully we can get her on the phone. So usually what that means is that they're not going to pick up when it rings like that. I know the last time I talked about, oh, there's Edna right there. Look at. the last time I was on my live, if you guys weren't on it,
Hi, this is Edna.
what I said is call right back, because a lot of times people will pick up on the calls that you do back to back. So let's see. We're gonna do that right now.
Connect to 5
Usually when it's a 2 ring like that, that means that they're not gonna pick up. So, all right. All right. So that she didn't answer. I'm gonna call the next person in line here. Oh, there's some questions here. So Creative Change says, what's the minimum ARV you guys call? We try to stay above 150,000, so there's enough meat to do something. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like not necessarily do we look at ARV on the deals, right? Because it's all about the number. So if we can buy $100,000 property for 40,000, why not, right? For us, and it doesn't matter on the property either. It could be a mobile home, it could be a condo, a townhouse, a single family resident house, a duplex, triplex, quadplex, fiveplex. As long as the numbers make sense, right? Guys guys that are buy and hold guys, they'll buy those small deals all day and they can get it at a deep discount, right? Like I said, if we're buying $100,000 property for 30,000, 40,000, that's usually where I want to be at or less when I'm looking at those properties. So you know and again, right now the way the market is, that's the thing. Like, you don't limit yourself to like an ARV or an MA or the formula 70%, because what's happening in the market right now, we're getting these properties under contract, and then we pitch them to the buyers and they buy it, and then 3 months later, the way appreciation is going, now it's gambling. It's not gambling on our part, it's gambling on the end buyer, which is going to be the fix and flipper, that it's going to go up. So don't limit yourself too much, so that way you can get a little bit more deals. But don't change what you do if that's your strategy and you feel like it's working for you. We just don't do it. We don't do that way. So also, how do you determine your MAO for cash deals? Obviously, creative is all about cash flow. So what every deal, it doesn't matter. Every deal that comes across the table, we start looking at it right away. We default to the formula 70%, right? We want to buy we start there. The second thing that we start looking at is we start looking at the area, what the rehab cost is going to be, and then condition. Now, we don't stay there and try to make it fit like 70 minus, 70 uh, ARV times 70% minus. We don't do that. We fluctuate. We'll go all the way down. We'll go down to 60% if it's trash, or maybe it needs to be, done, maybe even more than that. And then we'll go higher if it's a newer house, right? We'll buy at 80% because we know that end buyers are going to pay a lot more for those properties, which they can Airbnb and they can rent out. So that's kind of how we determine our max allowable cash offer. Now, here's the other thing though, for us, we are the buyer as well too. Creating change, we are the buyer. So when we are analyzing deals, we also have to make sure that we're analyzing them as if we needed to take them down, right? So and that's kind of the difference mindset as well too. So even though we still are disappointing them, we still sending them to the buyers. We want to make sure that we're buying like if we're gonna end up buying it at the end of the day, right? No matter what. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Let's call the next person in line here. Arthur. Let's call Arthur. Arthur is actually here in Phoenix. That's awesome. So let's see. I'm gonna pull up his info really quick. No, I don't want full screen. All right, let's see. All right, so Arthur looks like it's a property in Phoenix. Let's see. He's asking 255 for this. So let's call him and see how real he is about selling. A lot of times, like, sellers will give you a number, but even if you give them that number that they're asking, I can guarantee you they're not going to sell. That happens, but let's find out really quick. We're gonna give Arthur a call. All right. So usually, again, that double ring, right? I like this deal. Location's solid too.
AJ Birdwell Plumbing. This is Art, and I'm sorry.
Ooh, business guy. He's gonna pick up. Let's call him back. I love doing the back-to-back dial because
To connect to 602-274-4121.
I love doing the back-to-back because, again, like I said earlier, more likely than not, they're going to pick up again.
To 602-274.
AJ Birdwell Plumbing.
All right, so Arthur doesn't want to answer, and he doesn't want new business. Man, thank you so much for doing this. Of course, man, I love doing this. I think there's definitely a way that you can do these, and be I love giving back, right? Helping you guys. So let's see on here. All right, let's call Kent. Let's see if Kent's available. Kent is actually, and I might get a call back. So while I'm talking here, because I've had sellers call me back live, which I love answering. So you guys can hear how I answer the phone live as well too. So because some of these people that I'm actually calling, they come from our pipeline, which is basically either direct mail or PPC. So let's pull up. Let's see here. Oh, no, I didn't want that. All right, let's pull up Kent's house really quick. Wait, this is the same property. Is it? Yeah, it is. I must have put the wrong address here. Oh no. All right, let's see. It's right here. I got the right one. So this property is in Mesa. Mesa is a really hot area right now. Mesa is one of those creating change. Mesa is one of those that where we can buy high and we can still sell high, just because the demand for Mesa is actually really, really strong right now. So let's see, 480. I'll show you guys the property right now. All right, let me bring up the property. Doesn't say value. Where's everyone at? They're missing out on some real live details. I know, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate the feedback. Honestly, it means a lot. The feedback that you're giving me, even if it's just one person getting this value, bro, and you go out and execute on it, I want to hear about it. So let me know. All right, let's call him.
Hello.
Hello, Kent.
Yeah.
Hello, Kent. My name is Max. I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about your property over on North 78th Street.
I have done what?
I'm calling you because you had spoken to one of my team members about your property.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, your property over on North 78th Street.
Yeah.
Okay, probably caught you at a bad time.
Yeah, it's not a good time. I'm doing a lot of stuff right now.
Okay, if you were me making this calling you back, what time would you call back?
I don't know, next week.
Oh, okay, next week. Monday, Monday or Wednesday.
Probably Wednesday or so.
Do you you prefer in the morning or the afternoon?
Probably afternoon.
Okay. I'm assuming it at sometime after work, like 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock?
3 o'clock.
Okay, so Wednesday at 3 o'clock, when I'm gonna put it on my calendar. I actually have 2 calls, one before yours, one right before you, one after you. Is there anything that you can think of that would stop us from talking that day?
Yeah, everything. I really don't even want to talk to you.
Oh, so why'd you pick up
Just
the phone?
cancel it. Huh?
So how come you're scheduling a call if you don't want to talk to me?
I don't want to sell my house right now.
Oh, okay. I'm a little confused. What changed? Because I see on my notes that you told us that you had some health issues and you wanted to sell the house.
Yeah, well, I do.
Okay.
I do have all that, but I don't want to deal with that right now.
You don't want to deal with it?
No, I don't.
Okay. So then should I just close the file or keep following up with you?
Just cancel everything.
All right. Well, hurt my feelings, man. Sorry, Ken. We can work something out.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. All right, guys. Kent wasn't in a good position. We're still going to follow up with him, whether it's me or my guy. So he sounds pretty rough, by the way. So he's definitely got some things going on. So again, you guys have heard me on. If you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Real Max Jimenez. I'm actually I drop a lot of golden nuggets on there. So if you want to follow me on there, I definitely recommend. So that way I talk about how how to call out the statements that sellers give us, right? Because I want to make sure I get clarity. I don't want to get off this call and figure out like there's no confusion, right, and things like that. So, I want to make sure that what he's saying, I want him to clarify it, right? Yep. Carlos said digging the pain. Yeah, man, digging the pain because he's definitely got something going on. He sounds like he's in pain right now, actually. So he's got something going on. So I'm trying to dig in that pain, and I'm trying to make him revisit what he says. He's like, yeah, I got all that going on. So we want to make sure. But one thing when you're digging for pain and motivation, you want to make sure that it has to do with that it aligns with the property, right? Without the reason why they're selling the property. You don't want to dig into pain where something happened when they were young. You definitely don't want to do that. Says, when you following up with that one? Next week. I mean, Monday. We're gonna call him again. Carlos, who wrote this comment here, is actually our lead manager. So basically, he's gonna follow up with him next Tuesday or Monday. So he's on our pipeline. He's not going to get out our pipeline. So, and then Jamari said, definitely follow up, just not the right time. 100%, Jamari. It's he's not ready yet, which means two things, right? That he's still able to control the situation and what's going on. I didn't get to find out exactly what was happening, but the pain hasn't impacted, the fact that, it's pushing him to the point where he needs to sell ASAP. And this is where, Jamari, where you have to realize, like, this is where you can't convince people, right? I always talk about on my Instagram, don't ever get in convincing mode, get into sifting mode, right? Because again, this is an individual that's going to sell. It's all about timing, and it's a matter of when he sells, right? And like Carlos said, he's going to sell. It's only a matter of the right time when he's going to do it. So yeah, definitely good point on that. So Tim says, needed that call. I never know how to deal with those personalities. Driver personalities, aggressive personalities, you always got to match it. So if the aggressive personality is right here, you always want to match, right? You never want to overpower them, though, because once you overpower them, then you're done. Like, these guys are going to be done with you, and they're going to cut you faster than what you think. So let's see. When in doubt, check it out. That's what we teach. Exactly, man. No wishy-washy statements. No mutual mystification. Because again, I'm not the one making these statements, right? The seller is. I just want to know what that means. What does that mean, right? When the seller's telling me these things. So, Okay, I'm back. So let me see if I can get a hold of one more person. I want to make a call. We're at the hour, but I think we're doing really well. People are answering. So let's call Dolores. Dolores is has a property in Tucson, and let's talk to her and see what's going on with her property. So that way we can maybe we can buy a house today on the phone, man. I want to buy a house. That's what I want to do. Let's see. Okay. Oh, nice. All right. So Dolores has a property in Tucson. She not using it and not wanting to be landlord, and then she has tax liability concerns. Well, let's see if we can deal with those concerns. So I'm gonna give her a call right now. I'm gonna show you guys the property too. Hopefully we can get Google Man. I call him Google Man, the little guy that you drop here in place. So all right, I'm going to share with you guys my screen. All right, here we go. So let me pull up the phone number, and I'll answer that question for you right now. Creative change. All right, let's see if she answers.
520-861.
I think we bought one near this neighborhood too. I'm gonna show you guys a voicemail that I leave so I can get a call back. Watch this voicemail. Watch this voicemail.
Please leave your message for
Hello, Dolores. My name is Max. I'm calling you about your property over at South Philomena Place, and I'm calling you because click. Guys, that's the cliffhanger voicemail, right? So imagine if you own a property that you don't live in it, it's vacant, and you get a call like that, right? And you're listening to the voicemail, and I say, "Hey, Carlos, it's Max. I'm calling about your property at 123 Main Street, and I'm calling you because click." You're not gonna tell me 9 out of 10 times you're going to make that call. You're gonna make that call back, right? Because you're gonna be like, "What the heck? He knows my address, knows my name, knows my address." And he was trying to leave a voicemail, and the call must have got disconnected. What's this about? So that's the cliffhanger voicemail. So that's another golden nugget for you guys. So that way, you guys can use that while you're out talking to sellers. And don't ever leave long voicemails. Like I've seen people like leave these long old voicemails. Hello, my name is Max. I was calling about your property. I know that you wanted to sell and this and that. The guy's very vague. Because once they have your information, you've educated the prospect on what you're calling them about, and they're not going to call you back. They got the information they need. They're not going to call you back. The second thing, even in text messaging, I leave it very vague. All I do is say, "Hey, Carlos, this is Max. Please call me. Hey, Carlos, this is Max. It's about 123 Main Street. Please call me!" An exclamation point. And so I've had people return the calls, right? When we do that, don't go all out in the text. Write in the text that, "Hey, I'm calling because I wanted to make you an offer, this and that." So, but yeah, guys, we're past the hour. Actually, I think we have one more. Let me call one more lead because I want to get someone else on the phone. We got commitment from the gentleman earlier, but that's not a deal. So okay, let's see. Michael, let's call Michael. Michael is actually here. Is in. Oh wait, I already called Michael, so I talked to Michael already. Yeah. So for the next time when I get on here, make sure that once you see my post and you see. Make sure that you submit your leads. I'm actually going to put the link down below in the video on YouTube, so that way you can submit your leads for next Thursday. I'm gonna be doing. I do these every single Thursday. I want to make sure that you're going to get that way you can submit your leads and have me call them here live. And maybe we can get a deal locked up for you. So that way, I thank you guys all for joining me. If there's any questions that I'm gonna stay on here for another five minutes to answer some question. So that way we can that way I can get it to you guys. So let's see. Do you make offer on your first follow-up call or wait for the third or fourth call? So it just depends on the conversation. So we don't track offers. We don't make offers to everybody. What we do is we have conversations. So if we set up a call where like Michael's call earlier, right? The guy in Oklahoma, that's what we call an actual first appointment. And what we do is we actually that's going to be where we're going to make the offer. So that's like a third call because Carl or Jesse, I think we're already calling him, but we're definitely not making an offer on the first call. And we could make an offer on the second call, but sometimes it doesn't happen to the third call. Now, it just depends, though. We've had situations where we do make offers on the first call, but you have to gauge the conversation, right? You have to be conscious. Are they engaging? Are they actually answering all my questions? Am I getting enough motivation, time frame? So is there anyone else that's involved, right, in the sale of the property? Something I could ask Michael as well, too. So it all depends. It all depends, honestly. There's for us, we don't limit ourselves like, you got to make an offer on the first call, second call, third call. If it calls for it because of the conversation you're having, do it, make the offer. And don't make the offer, I would say anchor them and do a range, right? It says you're calling for bills, something is broke. What is going on in their mind? Oh man, that's awesome. Let's go, Jesse. Let's do it. Let's go. Um, Last question. How do you deal with tire kickers? They say they want ARV and will move today if the price is right. Yeah, that's interesting, right? We get that a lot, let's call them out on it. So like if I was talking to you or and I was to ask, and they're saying like, look, if I get $130,000, or whatever. If ARV is 200,000, right? If I was to get $200,000 today, I will move and I would sell you the property. Okay. So let's pretend I gave you the $200,000. Then what happens next? Well, I told you I would sell. Okay. So typically for me, when someone says they would sell, that means they would put everything in writing. That's usually when someone says they would sell. So if I gave you the $200,000, you feel comfortable putting everything in writing. Now we're going to gauge them, right? And we're going to see how real they are. Obviously, one thing that we want to, and then what we'll do is we'll go out to the property. Depends if it's a good deal, if it's a good lead or a good deal to where we can get it creative, by all means. But you're going to get those tire kickers that as soon as it gets real for them, that's the goal of the questioning, is to make it seem real, to really real for them, that then they're like, oh no, never mind. No, I wouldn't put things in writing. And then they back out, right? You always want to do that. So, let's see. Daniel said, what is a decent lead to contract KPI currently? Ooh, so basically, the lead to contract right now is really high with us on the cold calling side. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm definitely, if you can send me a message, I can get that to you. But it also depends on your marketing too, because for example, uh, cold calling is a lot higher than direct mail because of the quality of leads, right? So I can, in 6 leads for direct mail, we can probably get 1 contract. Where in cold calling, we need like 40 leads, right, to get 1 contract. And that's the difference. PPC is the same way. If PPC is a lot higher quality, because the reason why PPC and direct mail is a lot higher is because now they're hunting you. Now they're looking for you, right? If they call your postcard or if they go to your website and fill out the form, that means that they decided to work with you. Where on the other hand, cold calling is you're actually calling them, and they're basically they're waiting on you. So again, there's sometimes where we get like 6 leads per contract, but also the leads for direct mail is costing us about $2,500, right? So there's a difference where a cold call lead is costing like $50 to $60. So again, it just depends on your marketing. Hopefully that helps, Daniel, to answer your question. So yeah, I'm struggling to qualify them quick. If you go to my Instagram, there's a couple of videos I've done on the IG live. I'm actually going to start uploading all my IG videos to YouTube. And also there's a video, actually, creating change. There's a video on my YouTube channel. It's called, here, let me show you real quick. Let's see. Let me pull it up so I can show you what video it is. So that way you can go look at it, and that way you know how to ask the right questions. So let me see. Let me pull it up for you. All right, let me see. Go to my channel. All right, so let me share my screen. All right, you see this video right here? It says biggest mistakes when calling. So you want to watch. So you want to watch that video right there, biggest mistakes when calling, and you're gonna go. It's gonna give you. It's going to give you some tips on how to qualify them. So I would go and check that out. So that way you can learn how to ask the right questions, and also I'm going to put the link in the comment section so that way you can click it and go watch it. So watch that video. It's got a lot of good tips. So that way you're not struggling with that. So let's see another question. It says, for those tire kickers, they just say yes to selling over Zillow or market value. Oh, okay. So those are the ones that you're struggling with. Yeah, I mean, again, if they're serious about selling, the other thing too that you can say. So, for example, that example I gave you earlier about, hey, if I was to give you the $200,000 that you're asking, what happens next? I would sell. Okay, perfect. If when can I have my real estate agent call you? We're going to see how serious it is, right? If you know it's not a deal and they're just tired and they're just doing that, you can actually do that in the first 2 minutes of the call, because I know what you're saying, right? You're calling and they're like, well, if you call, you pick up and you say, hey, this is Max. I was calling about your property over on 123 Main Street. You spoke with one of my teammates about potentially selling that property. Yeah, I told them that if I can get the $200,000 that I will sell today. Oh, okay. So if you got $200,000, you would sell. When you say sell, what do you mean by that? Well, I would sell you the property. Now I can find that out within the first 2-3 minutes, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to gauge the seriousness of it. If it's not a good deal for me to go out and do something creative, I'll pass it on to an agent, and that way they can do that. So even if market is 200, but no, at that point, no, the time to kick rocks. So yeah, at that point, like we're not definitely doing that. We run into that too all the time, but you could still and you can ask them, like, and again, it just depends on how many leads you're getting in. So that way you get the practice and you get the runs in, or, so that way you get the at bats, those are the type of people. Okay, listen up, guys. The ones that you're still on here watching, those people that call and you consider tire kickers, those are the ones where you want to practice your wholesale script, regardless if it's as long as they're having the conversation, right? You want to, and when I mean your whole script, I don't mean like put them through your whole sales funnel, like if they were going to, do business with you, but all your objections, your rebuttals. This is the time where you get somebody in that situation where they're not going to be impacted by your objections, and we can get really aggressive for them. So yeah, I get that in high market areas. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and again, that's what you want to do with those, is you want to make sure. So all right, everyone. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for being on live. I appreciate everyone from jumping on, and I will see everyone next Thursday. Remember the link below so you can submit your leads for next week. I'm going to post it on YouTube so that way you guys have that link, and then I'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Later.